Hi, I'm Scott. I'm going to do a book report for my school on the book called The Timekeeper by Mitch Albom. Great book. There's three plot lines in it. The plot line of Dor, Sarah, and Victor. Dor's plot line starts about 6,000 years ago in the past when he and his wife were sick. He actually decided to go out and try to find a cure for their sickness. When he's out and he can't find anything, he just decides to say, I wish that I had more time with my wife. I love her. I need more time with her. When he said this, he spontaneously passed out. When he woke up in a cave that was enclosed. There was no way of getting out. And a voice said to him, you can get out when heaven touches earth. Which he thought was never going to happen. Then it takes us over to Sarah's plotline. And Sarah is self-conscious girl, high school girl, present day. She has a crush on a boy named Ethan in her school. Ethan's the popular, the cool kid. She really likes him, but he doesn't like her back, and he just kind of uses her. Then it takes us over to Victor's plotline. Victor is an old, about 86 years old, multi-billionaire. He's incredibly rich, and he's always donating. He's good, but he was actually diagnosed with cancer, so he knew that he was going to pass, and so he started setting up his not his funeral, his cryogenics report and everything. He doesn't tell his wife about it because he doesn't want her to be mad and think he's crazy. So, then it takes us back to Dor's plotline, where he's figuring out new things about him since he's been passed out. Like, he figures out he can control time. He can make it go forward, he can stop it, he can make it go back. Then he can also make rocks and water, and he's kind of like an avatar type person. So, he actually makes the water in the cave drip a lot. So, stalagmites and stalactites form, and when they touch, it forms the shape of an hourglass, which is kind of the timekeeper. So, when the hourglasses touch, it's almost like heaven touching the earth. And then the cave spontaneously opens up and he passes back out. He wakes up and it's 2012, and he's in the same town as Sarah and Victor. Then it takes us back to Sarah's, where she just got blown off by the boy that she likes, and he decides to call her back and say, hey, I'm sorry, you can come over to my house and we can hang out here. When she's over at his house, he's trying everything he can to hook up with her, and she says no, and then decides to leave, and then starts thinking that's a bad idea that she said no. She was thinking about that and about how much her life is gonna suck now, and she decides to commit suicide. But when she's trying to commit suicide, she is in her car, she's got vodka, she's garage door closed, just has her engine on. Dor actually sees this happening. So right when she's about to pass out, he runs in, saves her, and then runs all the way to the cryogenics lab, and she's unconscious. When he gets there, Victor's just about to get dropped into the ice, which Dor knows that's a bad idea too, because he can see the future. So he saves Victor too, lays them both down, everyone's frozen right now except for those three, puts an hourglass in their hand, and then flips it over it for them, which this causes everything to go all out of whack, and then Sarah and Victor can actually see their future. In Sarah's future, after she committed suicide, everyone was crying, they were all upset. And then in Victor's future, his wife hated him because he did this without telling her. and his whole life plan once he gets back and gets out is all downhill. He thinks that they'll have a cure. They still don't have a cure. They just use him to figure out emotions because they traded immortality for emotions. So they both see their futures and they decide they don't want to commit suicide and they don't want to be frozen or anything like that. So Door actually sends them back to regular time, and they wake up in a hospital bed right next to each other. And Door goes back in time and slowly passes with his wife. Then, when they're in the hospital, when Sarah and Victor are in the hospital, they are talking, they become really good friends, and he decides to donate a lot of his money towards her college funds, just everything in her life. She's very grateful, and she later goes on to find a cure for cancer, and it was in honor of him, in honor of Victor. It's a great book. I recommend it for anyone who likes reading anything. This is #1 book. All right, check it out. Thanks.